Have you ever built a flow that works beautifully, but when you look at it you think there must be some improvements I can make to how efficient this flow is? Maybe it's taking a lot of time, maybe it's using a lot more actions than you actually want it to do. Wouldn't it be great to have an MVP level reviewer sat on your shoulder, giving you feedback and making suggestions about how to improve that flow? In this video, I'm going to show you how to achieve that. In the traditional workplace, there's generally someone pretty experienced with the technology that you might be working with. So you can bob across to their desk or you can invite them into a meeting and have a thorough review of what's going on. They might scroll down your screen with you, you might talk them through what's taking place, and you might unpack all the various complex logic and decisions that you've made. But in the modern world, and especially with Power Platform being relatively new, access to deep resources and deep knowledge like that isn't available to all of us. So what can we do when we can't reach out and pull someone into that conversation with ease? Answering that question 6 months ago, I probably would have said our options are a bit limited. But now with the advent of things like deep research in ChatGPT, the doorway has been opened much more widely to get access to MVP level critique on the products that we're developing using the Power Platform. So I'm going to show you how to get your Power Automate flow extracted using a quick 2-step flow and then pass it over to these new AI tools to get that feedback. It's important to know before you start that tools like export don't let you export your flow anymore in the way that you might want to. Also, send a copy is limited in so much as you can see here, if you've got important sensitive information like email addresses, it will not let you send that copy somewhere else so you can extract it. The third way that you might think to yourself, I can get that data, I can get it at the back end of Power Automate, is by opening up your actions. As we showed earlier, actions have configurations that we set. There is a code view for every action. You can see what happens in code that we can pass off to AI. The problem there is it goes action by action. So when your flow gets pretty big, you could be there a long time copy pasting that code to give it over to an AI solution. So here's what you do instead. Move away from your flow for a minute and go and create an instant flow. Just a word of caution, you're going to create this as someone that can use the actions that are involved. I'm going to show you those in a minute. If you are not that person, you could perhaps ask your admin to create this for you as a child flow and you could potentially call it from another flow. But for now, let's manually trigger a flow. We're going to look for an action which is going to document our flow, and that sits within a group called Power Automate Management. It's not always easy to find, but if you scroll down the list of actions, you will notice it as we come down here. And let me just expand this list so you can see what's involved. So what we can do is we can actually list flows, so we can list the flows as an admin, and then we can actually get details, so get flow as an admin. What that'll allow us to do is to extract all the information that's contained in an individual flow into a location that we can then work with. This is the action we're going to use, but you'll notice get flow above it. That will allow you to do exactly the same as I'm going to show you, but it'll only work with your own flows. So if you want a personal version of this that works with just your flows, that's a great action to choose. This one here just widens the scope and lets you, in the scope of an administrator for Power Automate, get all the details for all the flows that you might want to. So let's choose that for now. Same setup with both of them. The first thing that you choose is your environment. I'll choose production and then just choose a flow. You can dynamically create flow lists and choose from them, but in this case I'll pick one. In this admin action you've got an extra little piece of information which is the flow definition. I don't need that for now. Click save and give it a test. It'll want to approve the flow and then it will run. What you're looking for is in the outputs, you're looking for the body, and you'll see that little copy icon there. Just copy the text of the body that's been given if you want to do it this manual way and paste that into a Word document for now. You could go a step further and actually implement that body into a Word document within Power Automate and save it. That's entirely up to you. For me, I'm going to pull over Word and I'm going to paste Control V to pop that entire flow definition into a document. The reason I've not just pasted this direct into ChatGPT is sometimes it will tell you there's too much information being pasted in. So putting it into a Word document is a great shortcut. Save it away onto your desktop and we're going to use that next. Once you've stored it in Word, open up your preferred AI engine. I'm using ChatGPT. You can see I'm using the latest model which has got advanced reasoning. And what I'm going to do is click this deep research button here, which is going to spend more time thinking about my request and giving me a response. I'm going to paste this prompt in for you, but I'll just talk you through it. I'm going to first of all set the scene. I'll give you some documentation for a flow, which is what we've just done. It's been extracted using the get flow action, which you've just seen. Giving it that context is really important because it then is in the same space as you're thinking. Then give it the instruction as to how to behave. Here I'm saying act as a Microsoft Value professional level advisor and critique the flow in several key areas. You might go and research what key areas you want to be looked at for your flows, maybe mistakes you often make. For each area, share what I've done, share the change you'll recommend and a rationale. And what I've also done then is I said, give me the source for why you're saying that. And if you can, give me the name of the person that would recommend this change. And I can then trace it through myself. What I'm going to do here is be very specific. Make sure you only recommend a change that you're fully confident of. That's an assertion I want it to make to validate all of its research. And then I've given it 3 key areas. I've got flow efficiency and why I want it to look into that. The logic, am I performing things in a logical and simple manner? And the speed, can I achieve it in a quicker way? You might have more parameters you want to put in there. And at the end, I'm just going to say, here is the flow detail. And now attach the document with the flow detail in it. And that's all I'm going to do. Now, this is a live test. I will say that what you get back may not be perfect, but what it will at least do is give you some food for thought that you can go through, validate, and hopefully dig deeper on and learn. So never believe that what AI gives you is the perfect answer. This will not behave like a fully experienced MVP, but what it can do is it can give you suggested areas for improvement. So with a drum roll, please, let's see how it gets on. So you'll see, because this is deep research, it's going to take a little longer. It's actually going to ask me some questions. That's fantastic. So what's the overall goal of the flow? I will answer these questions. Any specific pain points? I don't think so. Any constraints? So no, I don't mind what integrations we use. So let me answer that question and then let's see how we get on. So what I've said is I've given it the goal, check some files, highlight and fix some data in those files that I've spotted, always gets a little bit funky, and automatically do some actions with it. So send via email, send a Teams notification with some approval steps to make sure that I only send when I'm ready. I don't feel any specific pain points other than a self-doubt that this might be too complex. You might have things like that. You might think, well, always I use loops and I don't want to use loops. Describe those problems to it and see what it comes up with. But I'm not limited to connectors. I've got a premium license. So let's give it that response and see what we find out. It's been going for a little while now, but it's been ticking along. I've noticed it is referencing different sources. This source count is going up. So do have an experiment. You might be surprised at what it uncovers for you. If nothing else, it will uncover good sources for you to go and start to use to investigate and learn more about the way you build flows. So as you see there, it took about 5 minutes and I've now got some actions, some review with some sources in line for me to go and review. I won't take your time to review, but I do know some of these things from a previous bit of analysis could have merit. So pulling back and looping through 4 files twice, clearly that could be a challenge. So take this with a pinch of salt. However, do go and try this yourself. If you're on a journey of discovery about how you can improve your Power Automate flows, or maybe you just want a quick bit of validation on something you've tried, give this a go because it won't hurt. If nothing else, it will give you some food for thought to go and have a read through and learn over a lunch break. So there you go. I hope that's helped. You can see here there's a whole host of stuff for me to plough through, and it's given me some great sources. And like I said, if nothing else, it's given me some really good people to go and look at in more depth to find answers to the kind of problems I'm trying to solve. Well, I hope that helps. Do like and subscribe. We do all sorts of different videos like this, and I'll do more on Power Automate soon.